You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
You know what, dude? I think I've unlocked the secret to getting Zoe back to sleep, but I don't want to shout that from the rooftops too much. Otherwise, I'm going to be the person called in. And in fairness, Steph's done a lot of it over the fucking first 8 months of Zoe's life. But if you get too good at something, you're then having to do it all the time.
You're tasked with it.
Yeah, it becomes your thing.
Well, because you know, if you're excellent at something,
You're
almost defined by that excellence.
Yeah, and whenever it's like something, you know, like, oh, well, fuck, Zoe's awake again. Well, who do we call? We call the best in the fucking business. And that, fortunately, is me.
Are you going to spill the beans?
You just give them a little extra bounce. Like, put a bit more into it.
Well, more oomph.
More oomph to the bounce. Because, like, you can just, you know, or you can really give them a fucking bouncing. And that is what you need, I think, to snap them out of their, like, fucking I'm crying.
Yep.
Give them a bit more bounce.
Oh, as in, like, we're not doing that anymore.
We're bouncing
We're
now.
bouncing
We're
now.
bouncing now. So it's like, oh, shit. Like,
As opposed to, like, I'm not aware that I'm bouncing. I'm just moving slightly.
I'm just getting rocked a bit, but I'm still, you know.
Look,
like,
it's genius.
Yeah, you need turbulence.
Yeah.
You need turbulence where you start to go like, ooh, are we going to make it? That sort of turbulence. Not just like run-of-the-mill turbulence.
Not just turbulence that, you know, you experience every day of your life.
No, turbulence.
But,
like,
you know, oxygen masks have just been deployed sort of turbulence.
Exactly. I'm taking my phone off airplane mode. I've got to make some calls or at least send some messages.
Turbulence that'll get you catching the bus next time.
Correct. If
That
I,
sort of
yeah,
turbulence.
or a boat.
Yeah. Boat, train, bus, transport.
Yeah.
Public stuff.
That's all. That's
your
sort of
Dave
turbulence.
stuff.
Yeah.
Shit that fucking
Shit that
gets him horny
shit that
and
gets
hard.
him real. Well, shit that gets him fucking angry actually, because he hates the way that cities are fucking.
No, but he loves buses and trains,
yeah, true.
even though he's never caught one in his life.
No,
but that's besides
that's
the point.
not the point.
That's not the point.
He's
The day Dave gets the bus to work is the day we're not doing the podcast anymore because I won't be here anymore because it'll never happen.
It won't happen. But yeah, so I think it's just the secret is to give him a bit more oomph.
Yep.
But then ultimately, I still can't compete because she did keep waking up. Even though I got her to sleep, she'd wake up again. And then
So you're telling me, Tom, that you have got a waking up problem, not a getting to sleep problem.
sorry, our TV, the manta ray on the wall was looking very looking weird. I have the ability to get her to sleep. I don't have the ability to keep her to sleep. The one thing I can't compete with is breast milk.
Well, we've talked about this before.
I know we have.
I think you've got wet nurse in you.
Currently, I can't compete with breast milk, and that is undefeated in terms of soothing and just like settling.
In our heart of hearts, I think we both know that deep down you've got wet nurse in you.
Oh, listen, if there's a way to do it,
there is.
We just pump myself with fucking estrogen. Is that what you do?
Just activate the teat.
Or
mate.
is it just if you suck for long enough,
I think
eventually milk arrives?
I think if you suck for long enough, milk will come. That's what I've been led to believe. That could be complete bullshit, but that's what a wet nurse is.
Okay.
Or is a wet nurse someone that gave birth?
No.
And then they just continue to suck?
No, wet nurse is like I'm shipping in a boob to get to like I'm not breastfeeding. Like maybe if I'm the mother, some mother's milk doesn't come in.
I understand that. What I'm saying is a wet nurse a lady that's given birth and then,
just kept the thing on,
and then just kept the teat activated, as opposed to
just firing it up.
I had a kid for a couple of years, but you can fire me up
Right,
through the act of
sucking me nips. It's a good question, Dave. Is there?
Can you activate milk by
merely sucking on a nip? That's what I want to know.
Wet nurses, are they historically women who have just kept the tits running? Or are they
like? Have they just left the car going out the front?
Yeah, it's pretty much so. Like as long as
Or do you have to keen ignition this thing?
yeah.
I think you just kind of got to keep it running.
Jumpstart this thing.
Got to keep it running.
As long as the baby's suckling, you'll still produce milk.
So you can't jumpstart with a couple of jumper leads.
I don't know if you can jumpstart it. It might
See if you
take-
can
might take
jumpstart
bit of
a
effort.
titty. Just check it.
A male tit.
Well, a male tit certainly, but I'm like that would be
Just type in can a nipple be jump started.
literally that. I want you to type that in.
Can a nipple be jump started?
What? Yeah, you Google just
The
crashed.
first thing that comes up, it says, is it safe to breast pump to induce labor? And can nipple stimulation induce labour?
Right.
So you
Not
can-
really where we were headed.
Well, you can jumpstart something else, but not
Jumpstart
really.
labour. Yeah, but you know what, dude? Having been through that fucking ordeal twice, the amount of things that they're like, oh, this will bring on labour, this will bring on labour, do this, do that. Bullshit.
Is that all just wives' tale stuff?
I think so, dude. Pound dates. Eat heaps of dates. That's what I think. Rub this like something oil on your body. Sex. Have sex. That brings it on. Doesn't. There's plenty of things that they say to do that doesn't make a fucking difference. I'm pretty sure that...
Or do you think it's more a case of someone did it once and it worked coincidentally, and so...
Yeah, that's how wives' tales start, right?
Or is that a guy being like, mate, having sex brings it on? Definitely.
Yeah, maybe. Look, I mean...
Definitely, that's
yeah,
definitely
but
what
to be honest, and this is like sex at sort of full-term pregnancy situation.
Big day?
Well, it's not that it's a big day, but it's not like... It's not...
It's not hot and heavy fucking honeymoon
No,
stuff.
it's not honeymoon loving. You know what I mean? It's like it's a different vibe.
Well, funny you should mention that. One of the other results that came up when
It's not the honeymoon suite at Turtle Bay.
No, it's not, dude. It's probably a single room F1 motel.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Although that could be quite hot
Lunchtime
and heavy as well.
demountable.
Yeah.
If you
No aircon.
when you Google can a nipple be jump
Put it in a
started,
day.
one of the options that comes up is can I breastfeed my husband during pregnancy? And the answer may shock you. Generally speaking, breastfeeding your husband or partner is okay. It's not perverted or wrong if you want the person you are intimate with to breastfeed, or if they ask to try breastfeeding or taste your milk.
Yeah, cool. I mean, like that's obviously more fetish though, right? Like if you want to suckle on your misso's boobies.
Well, I
for,
mean,
like,
I
for
think
milk.
if it's like a thing.
I also
You
want
can't
to
tell
say
me you haven't tried it.
I've tried I've tried it, but I'm
you
not like breastfeed me, Steph.
No, it's not
I'm
like,
not like-
it's not like, oh, it's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I need to lay down for a
You know what? I'm feeling a bit anxious, struggling to sleep. Can I fucking
Yeah, can I
you
just
whack
latch
me on
on?
the tit for the night? I also just want to go back to the love making during pregnancy. I don't want to sound insensitive because it's still good. You know what I mean? I don't want
I
to.
don't think you're insensitive in any way. We were just saying it's not the honeymoon suite.
It's not the honeymoon suite at Turtle
That's all
Bay.
we're
That's
saying.
all I'm saying. But I would assume that Steph would say the same thing. It's a different vibe.
Right.
It's certainly a different genre of music. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if one of them's hip hop, this one is, I don't know what the genre is, but it's a different genre of music. Certainly music though, and still lovely to
Well, there's
listen to.
music playing.
There's music playing, still lovely to listen to,
Yeah.
but it's a different genre of music, and it's a weird time in everyone's life because there's a human literally growing inside of your significant other, and for them, there's a human growing inside them. So you're a bit like, okay. And as a man, I know that this isn't happening, but it does feel like you're getting very close to, you know,
Turkey slapping your kid.
poking someone in the eye,
Which isn't true.
which isn't the case for many reasons.
But
But
crosses the mind.
It certainly crosses the mind.
Sure.
You can't lie. That we're honest here. It's not a. It's
Well,
just
you come here for honesty.
It is what it is,
You
and I'm sure that
all-
everyone's
the punter and the
feels
dribbler
that
come
way.
here for honesty. That we do know.
And honesty, you get.
Yep. We
Sometimes
don't shy away from honesty.
you feel like you're about to poke your unborn child in the eye. Now,
Which is-
Eddie, before
that's a
we-
visual.
Well, it's a visual and a half. So imagine what it is for the kid. New South Wales 13 plus.
Yep.
Jumpers.
Listen, punters and dribblers.
These are limited edition.
Tom and I, a couple of days ago, woke up in a mood to please the punter and the dribbler, who are, you know,
Everything
from a
to
certain
us.
state. We just felt like sky blue coupled with navy blue is just a nice colour scheme. We love the state of New South Wales just as a state, just as a place.
Yeah.
And 13 plus is just like a cool sort of number.
Yeah. It just all sounds really good together. And so we did it once for a suburb in Sydney called Manly, which we really enjoyed the suburb of.
We love that suburb.
It's a beautiful suburb.
We love that suburb. A lot of other people like that suburb as well,
Yeah,
which
great
was interesting.
beaches.
Heaps of people wear that jumper because they like the suburb.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so we thought, listen, let's do something for the state of New South Wales.
I mean, we may well do an Australia 13 plus as well.
Well, exactly.
World Cup at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Or, Australia none for 100.
Or Australia for none for 100 at lunch.
Yeah, none
Do you know
for
what I
100 at
mean?
lunch. Yeah.
That's also possible.
In fact,
Like-
I'm really into it.
In fact, I love that. So these are the sort of things that we're talking about. It's just suburb, state, and country-based themes.
Yes.
Nothing to do with anything else.
Nothing to do with anything else. Now, listen, all we're saying is, did we decide on what day we're doing this? What we're going to
Sunday,
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Sunday.
But they're literally only going to be on sale for 24 hours. This is you've got 24 hours to get one of these things because
Clock's ticking.
The clock's ticking. We got to get them to the punter and the dribbler.
So you've got 24 hours, Sunday, 6 p.m. if you want to look like us. Now, if you're from Queensland.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, but also like Queenslanders may go, I really like that state too. Do you know what I mean?
True, yeah. Queenslanders, I think most Queenslanders wish they were.
From New South Wales.
Same with West Australians.
West
Australians might see it and go, you know what,
I
like
would
that.
say this. If you're from Victoria, you can still buy one. If you're from West Australia, you can still buy one.
Yep.
If you're from Queensland, you can still buy one. Tasmania, same thing. South Australia?
ACT, though, not allowed.
No, ACT, no.
No, not allowed.
Unless you ask nicely. In which case you can.
Or unless you are the family that looks after Dave's dog. We will make that concession because you have a mutual friend. You have a foot in the door, which is Dio Dave.
Well, there's a foot in the door. There's a foot in the door there. So Sunday, 6 p.m, hellosport.shop. Sunday, 6 p.m, hellosport.shop. Sunday, 6 p.m, hellosport.shop.
Beautiful, beautiful jumpers that just are celebrating a specific state in the nation. Really nice stuff.
Well, it's just an ode to a great state.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
all it
An
is.
ode to a great
Nothing
state,
more,
a
nothing
great
less.
state, a great state, a great state.
Great state. Now, Thursday pod, Edward.
Yes.
We're in here on a Thursday.
We are. We're here. And we're
Ready.
to rock and roll. I was going to say horny, but I was like, I'm not feeling horny.
I'm not feeling horny on Thursday. I'm actually not feeling horny.
Well, that's why I went to say it, and I just like I internalized. I went, "Are you horny, Edward?"
Yeah.
And the answer is no. I'm
Don't
not.
just say you're horny if you're not. Like, you got to mean it.
You got to mean it, dude. Like, if you throw a horny out, you better be rock.
If you hear us throw out that we're horny, know that we are.
Know that. Now, if I've said it in the past, know that I was at the time.
That was truthful.
Yep.
We got hot and horny. We did get hot and horny yesterday.
You and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, dude.
We got hot and horny yesterday in the antique stores of this great nation.
Punters and dribblers, if you don't go into an antique store at least once in your life and work yourself into a real state, you have not lived.
So for those of you that don't pay attention to the betting show about even, we had an ill-fated green screen.
Ill-fated
foray into the green screen world. One glorious episode. We'll probably get to make the whole episode an NFT one day. And then we were like, this set sucks. We need to change it. And so we're now, when you watch About Even...
It was more the distinct lack of character.
Yeah, whatever.
And the only way that you can find that out, punters and dribblers, guess how you find that out?
Trying it.
Trial stuff.
Trying it.
You trial stuff.
You got to give it a go.
Now, we went into the antique store yesterday, and Tom and I have been eye-fucking this couch every time we go in there, dude.
Seriously,
we have
eye-fucking.
eye-fucked the shit out of this couch, and that's just a fact of life.
It is. Now, this thing, we're not going to explain what it is exactly yet because we'll wait for the big reveal. But this thing has been eye-fucked within an inch of its life. And every time we go in there, we're like, that's a lot of money for a couch.
Well, to be honest, too much.
Too much money. That's why we didn't get it. But yesterday, hot and horny as we were, getting a couple of tidbits for the studio as it gets closer and closer to completion, we were like, listen, let's just go back in there. This couch could really work for About Even. Let's just go and look at it and see how we go. Maybe we're going to get some other things anyway.
And maybe they'll toiten. Maybe they can toiten.
Because we asked them to sharpen up the price last time, and they
we
did.
ask everywhere we go.
Yeah.
We get our sharpeners out and we go, bruh,
And they did,
put the
but
pencil in here, bruh.
it wasn't sharp enough. No. We were like, fuck, this thing's
was
still
blunt.
way too expensive. It was blunt. We went back in there yesterday, and we realised that this thing has been sitting there for so long, and obviously many people going, the price ain't sharp enough, dog, that it was sharpened to within an inch of its life.
Well, it had been significantly sharpened.
Since we'd been there.
We asked for a resharpening, and there was a significant sharpening. If you think from what the price was to what we
Well,
got
it was
it for.
50% difference from when we first looked at it.
No, but when we asked to sharpen, the price drop was.
Do we sharpen again yesterday?
We went from to.
Yesterday we did.
Yeah, we did. Don't
Do
you
we-
remember?
I thought it-
Remember reading it? It said. And then it went to...
Just push your mic away and say it. I can't fucking hear you. Yesterday
it did, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was already...
No. That was like what happened when we got on the blower and we go, sharpen this fucker up.
Oh.
And he came back to us. Remember he was walking through the store, lady day?
Yeah.
And he goes, mate, would you take it for this? And we're like, fucking oath, cunt.
Oh, so we got it even more. So it was sharp.
It was sharp, and we fucking sharpened.
Then we got it
bitch.
sharpened to 50% basically difference.
Yes.
And we were like, well, okay. When you see a couch with a price that sharp.
Oh, bruh. Be careful you don't cut yourself.
And you know what else? The term couch does not even do justice to this thing.
This isn't a couch,
It's
bro.
not a couch.
I'll tell you what
it's
it
an
is.
Experience.
I was just about to say that. That's great minds. There are some functionalities to this couch that'll blow dicks and vaginas clean off. There I said it.
Clean off. Yeah.
There I said it. There's no other way to explain what this is. It's an experience.
If you're looking to have your dick or vagina
Unrivaled.
blown off, then we will have that done for you within a couple of weeks.
If you're done and dusted with your junk, we can blow it off.
We'll blow it off
if you
for you.
want, for a small fee.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we got to take a clip because we're trying to run a business here.
Tom, our motto in life has been and always will be, clip the ticket. And if there's vaginas or dicks to be blown off
Best believe.
on my dime,
Yeah.
best believe I'm clipping.
Yeah, we're clipping.
Know that.
So this thing is just... I mean, I couldn't be happier with it.
Adjectives don't do it justice.
My old man will probably fucking shit himself because when I was telling him when we were initially getting to sort of just setting up the studio and I'm like, telling him where we're going, looking for stuff. I'm like, we're antiquing as opposed to just going to like, he's like, what the fuck are you going to antique stores for? You're going to get fucking, go to like a Freedom Furniture and do it. I'm like, Dad, relax, bruz. You got to realize there's no character, no knocking on Freedom Furniture who hasn't had anyone working for him for going on maybe 20 years now.
The fact that Freedom's still open, given that no one works there, is quite astonishing.
It is astonishing. But
at the end of the day,
there's not like, you're not getting
it's
a lot
not
of
drenched
like,
in character.
You're not getting drenched in character and charm there. You're definitely not getting something that's going to blow your dick and vagina off.
See, that's charming.
That's charming. That's an experience.
That's drenched in charm.
Yeah.
Head to toe
in charm. So when Dad, I mean, again, when I showed him that, he was like, if you pay that amount of money for a couch, you're a fucking idiot.
But we didn't.
We didn't. We sharpened the shit out of it. And I'm going to be excited to go back to him and go, check out these sharpened prices, Dad.
What do you think of this?
What do you think about it now? Do you love me now, Dad?
Do you love me now, mate? Do you love me now?
Do you love me now? No? Okay. So we did go nice and hard yesterday. We got a little bar. We're setting up a bar in here as well.
We got a bar.
We got like
some
a bar front.
Yeah, that also lights up.
Yeah, it lights up. It's really elegant, understated. That'll all be revealed in good time.
Understated's it's fairly accurate for that.
It's fairly accurate, right? Like the understated suspended animation of specific animals. We don't want to. Yeah, don't worry. And yeah, it was just one of those days where it was like, it's things just coming together. You have these little, like, sometimes it feels like you're fucking setting this thing up for the longest time. And then you have these like leaps forward and you're like, oh yeah, we're going somewhere now.
Monumental leaps.
Yeah.
Monumental leaps. It's funny, punters and dribblers. Sometimes you're just in a mood to fucking spend cash. And sometimes you're just not. Remember we were in Melbourne and we went walking around
Went shopping.
I was not in the mood, bro, at all. And I'm like, you ain't getting $1 out of me today.
Nah.
You ain't getting a cent out of me today unless it's on schnitzels, gravy, and piss.
And ponies. Responsibly.
Obviously. But in the end, it was getting back to me.
Yes.
They were giving it to me.
Yeah, they were giving it back.
That's how much of a mood I was in to not part with my dollars.
Yeah. It's got to be the right vibe. It's got to be the right mood, the right environment to spend.
You got to be in the mood to spend. I don't know what that is. I don't know how one gets in that mood.
Sometimes I think it's
don't know
about
what
making
puts you in that
sense.
mood.
It didn't make sense when Melbourne. We were like, oh, let's maybe go buy. It just didn't make sense. Sometimes it's just got to make sense, Eddie. When it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. We've always said that.
What in the fuck is going on with this TV?
We're trying to work it out.
It is annoying, and not for you guys.
Connect it to the 5G.
Oh, yeah, we're on here. Yeah.
It's
5 gigahertz ones.
It's annoying the fuck out of me how this TV is not sort of holding up from a tech perspective.
Look, well, that's Dior.
No, I know it is.
It's got nothing to do with us. And
Techie
don't let it
Toddler,
distract you.
Techie Toddler and Dior Tech. Disco Tech.
But yeah, I don't know what puts you in the mood. I don't know what defines the mood. I
But
don't know how
sometimes
you
you
get
find
there,
yourself
but,
in the mood.
But all I know is that when I know I'm in it, I'm ready to pound, baby.
Do you think this is completely different topic that because this is tinfoil hat Tom Petty, tinfoil hat Tom.
Okay, that's who I'm talking to now.
That's who you're talking to now.
Okay.
Do you think someone's intentionally throwing our newspapers in the bin? Because they haven't been showing up, and then I found one of them.
If you had to guess who it might be, who would it be?
It'd be our fucking sullen cleaner friend.
Who has been doing the rounds this morning. I've seen him.
I saw him. I opened the door thinking it was someone to come put the thing on the front door, and it was him. Me and Toddler opened the door, and I was like, oh, hello.
Let's think about this logically. Rolled up paper in our sort of doorway area.
And it's rolled up with plastic on it, like.
Clearly been delivered.
Yep.
Now, you've got two options as I see it. Either you pick it up and you flog it.
Take it home.
Or you leave it there.
Yeah.
There is a third option, and it's one drenched in vendetta. The vendetta option is I'm going to throw these fuckers out. I'm not even going to read them. I'm going to be the saltiest guy I can be. Because he could still steal them and read them himself, and it'll have the same effect.
When I saw that it was in the bin, I rolled up. I was like, surely, because it was like 8 a.m. So you're not like it's not like it was 4 in the arvo where it's like, all right, we're going to throw this out now.
It's not discard.
The
time.
paper had been delivered no longer than an hour, maybe. That's how they get delivered, like 7-ish, 6:37.
Could be 6. It could be 6 o'clock.
Let's say 2 hours max.
I think that's a fair number.
So for someone to see that and go, you know what, this thing's for the bin. That's got V for Vendetta all over it.
That with a capital V. May I add. If you're throwing out a paper after an hour and a half, I'll push it to 2 hours if that's what you need, punters and dribblers. That is V for Vendetta shit.
Yeah.
That's all that is. That's a man holding a grudge.
And I'm like...
And to be honest, we don't really know what the grudge is about.
He doesn't like us. He thinks that we're trimming our beards and our pubes in the toilet.
And making him clean it up.
Now, you know what? Now that we have beef, it's not a bad option.
Except that we use that toilet all the time.
We use the toilet.
We don't want to have to experience
nightmare.
that.
No, we don't. The only thing you could do is
I don't want to have to wade through your pubes on the way to
No, but
John.
I'd say what it would be is like last man to leave, trims their pubes on the way out. He's in here in the first light.
I don't know if he's daily. I think
he might be. But either way, we could
work out his schedule and we could
certainly get out his schedule.
We could meet Vendetta with Vendetta. We could.
We're not those sort of guys unless we're pushed to it. But as you say, we don't know exactly what we've done to get the big V for Vendetta from the janitor. But he's not a fan of ours. Now, obviously, we've had a run-in.
Not a Hello Sport fan.
Not a Hello Sport fan. We've had a run-in with him. We being me, but if that's he had a vendetta with us before that run-in, so that's where it doesn't make sense.
Part of me feels like
why are you throwing out our papers? I should just go and accuse him of it the same way he did. Hey, bro, I need you to stop throwing out our newspapers. He'll go, well, it wasn't me, and I'll go, well, they weren't getting thrown out before we had a V for Vendetta with you, dude. And only once that came, the papers started getting thrown out. See how the logic works? See how we're employing your fucking logic, you dumb prick?
Yeah. We're using it against you. Do you see what we're doing? Perhaps, Tom, because I feel like the V for Vendetta was there the moment we stepped foot in the building.
Yeah.
Was he using this space
to like fucking have affairs and shit? Now he's like, I got nowhere to chong.
Was this his dark space?
Tell you what, he didn't keep a very clean and tidy.
Maybe he likes it that way. Let's get down and dirty in the leaves.
It was like leaves in here. There was like cobweb. It was Cobweb City.
Look,
maybe.
I'm just.
Did you get the UV light out when you were checking the place?
Dude, we still need to give this thing a clean if we're being completely
honest.
honest.
You know what? Sometimes things are better left unknown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's left unsaid, but I'm saying left unknown.
I think
we could blue light this joint, Dior. But I think we'd find things that we wouldn't want to know about. Yeah. Tom specifically, we'd never get him in here again.
Yeah, that'd be a problem for me.
Like, let's be honest. If there were homeless people living in here, they were probably touching themselves and they were probably, chonging in here.
Well, everyone needs to. Everyone has natural animal urges.
And I don't think that there is a strong chance that a homeless person, and this isn't against homeless people, I'm just saying what are the odds of them, touching themselves in here and then going and getting the spray and wipe? I think the chances of that are low.
I don't think they're necessarily BYOing their cleaning products.
And that's cool. That's fine. I'm just saying that's the reality
Well, it's
in
not
which we find
in terms of their hierarchy of needs.
I'm not holding that against them that they didn't spray and wipe this joint. That's
after
fine.
busting loads and fucking on the floor.
That's fine.
The other
All
thing
I'm saying is I'm not about to blue light this joint.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if there was just piss and shit in here.
Well, look, I think you can eyeball that a bit. I think that's a bit more obvious.
I'm not saying, Edward, that there would still be.
Are you saying at some point in time?
And that knowing the nature of the strata and how we haven't had fucking soap in our bathroom since we started here, nor hand towels, and we have to BYO, nor toilet paper,
which is fine.
Which it's not. But
but it's not the end of the world.
Well, it's not the end of the world. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised if whoever the fuck's involved, our boy, fucking jacked, roided up cleaner, when he has to come in here and, tidy up, which he clearly never did because there were leaves everywhere, he sees a fucking real stiff old poo in here. He doesn't think, oh, I might spray and wipe this. He's going, I'll just dustpan it. So whilst there's no physical feces in here,
there are remnants.
There could easily be, leftover poos. Although I did mop the place when you came in here, remember?
Yeah, poorly.
Well, it wasn't a great mop.
I know it wasn't a great mop. That's why I said poorly.
Well, that wasn't a drive-by.
It wasn't a reflection of your effort. Your effort was sound.
It was great.
I think it was sound.
It was great based on what I had at my disposal, which was not a very good mop.
Which is why I said that,
But my effort...
Again, like if I need to reframe it, your effort was sound.
No, but sound is not good enough.
Sound is pass. You didn't blow me off with your effort.
No, I'm not trying to blow you off. Though.
Exactly. So you're not getting more than sound. That's all I'm saying.
This is bullshit.
Sound is pass mark.
I think
Let's move on to the next subject. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that I did a great job.
You didn't do a great job.
Considering
you stopped a lot.
What do you mean stopped a lot?
You stopped a lot.
You wanted me to just go start and not stop until it was done?
Yeah.
You realise that mop
because you wouldn't have missed anything. Then.
I didn't miss anything.
Okay.
The mop was small for an adult male, so I had to keep stopping to fucking fix my back.
But look, you should have road tested before you bought it. That was your idea with that thing.
It was a good idea.
It wasn't.
Well, we didn't realise how it would directly react to the surface.
It might be all right for a 3x3 metre kitchen, but not for the space we're in.
No. You're right.
I am right.
You're right. Bit more than sound, though. I think the effort more than sound. The outcome...
Yeah.
Mop wasn't great. So anyway, our papers are getting thrown in the bin, and I think that's an intentional V for Vendetta.
Well, that's it's not intentional. It is what it is.
It is a V for Vendetta.
It's a V for Vendetta, and that's where we find ourselves, punters and dribblers. That's where we find ourselves.
Eddie, the podcast this week brought to you all by our good friends at pilot.com.au, the online men's health portal. Now, listen, there are so many specific health issues that us blokes have, mate. Us blokes.
Yeah, mate, I'm here.
There are a lot of health issues that us blokes have. Now, that could be anything from fucking soft cocks to cocks that get hard real quick, but then get soft equally as fast through, weight of loads.
That's right. There's some obesity issues.
Obesity issues, mate.
Some sleep issues. Some cracne issues,
Exactly.
acne issues, acne issues.
There are all these issues that blokes face. And there are plenty that you're not really that comfortable to stand face to face with someone in a fucking doctor's surgery and talk about.
Yeah, look, there's some of these things you don't want to talk to anyone about. So if you can make it super easy, like if someone came along and oi, listen, do you want to do this online? Are you telling me you're going to jump at that?
I have jumped at it. And plenty of you have as well. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to need it right now, but I guarantee you some of you do. Pilot.com.au/Hello Sport, and the promo code is Dribblers, your first doctor's consult for free. We couldn't make it any easier for you if we tried, and we have tried, and it's literally as easy as we can possibly make it for you. So make smart decisions. It's there for you when you need it.
couldn't be easier for you blokes.
Literally couldn't be easier.
Couldn't be easier for you blokes.
The
Pilot.com.au/LA Sport promo code dribblers. So easy.
Easiest thing you're gonna do.
It's the easiest thing.
Did you see Peter Vlandis at Royal Ascot?
No.
Oh, you
In a
didn't?
Ned Kelly hat.
What? He was wearing a Ned Kelly fucking bin.
No, he wasn't wearing a Ned Kelly bin. He
Devo.
was in like one of the carriages at Royal Ascot, and I think he met the Queen.
Really?
Yeah.
We got an image.
Yeah, hang on.
Does the fucking TV work?
I think we're good.
Did the Saint.
I can't see him. St. Peter met the Queen. Vol?
Do you want sound?
Nature Strip, shout out to you.
Shout out to Nate Strip.
This might just be about the horse race results.
Waller just fucking doing the damn thing, isn't he? I'd love to go.
Same dude. Get him the fucking
Coat tail, the top and
coattails
tails,
and the top hat and shit.
Top hat. Is it called top and tails, or is that just what the fucking you do when you share a bed with someone?
What is that actual? Is that a breakfast suit? What is the actual term for that sort of shit? Because you got to get dressed the fuck up. That guy doesn't have a fucking top hat on.
No, I think that's Riff Raff City. I think you want to get in.
They're the gentlemen.
Yeah, you want to get in with the gents, dude. With all the fucking inbreds and pedophiles.
A tailcoat suit is what it's called.
Tailcoat.
Mate, top hats are fucking outrageous, aren't they?
They are.
Like, what is the functionality of a top hat?
Oh, look at him.
Oh, Waller looking all right. Kind of a trip. Kind of a trip.
Do horses lay down to sleep?
Yeah, I think
I
they
believe
do.
so, but not necessarily. They can lay down. I don't know if they lay down to sleep.
So they stand up to sleep?
Dave will tell us.
All right, stop this. That's obviously not PVL.
Is anyone shocked that PVL met the Queen? Because I'm not.
Oh, mate, I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
thought, but I didn't even think the Queen was doing like public things anymore. I thought she was sort of being whisked
Oh,
away.
look at that man. Fuck me. Okay, can we download that photo? Just get
Yeah.
that down.
Get it down and insert us.
Vlandis didn't just sit at the Queen's table, but right next to her. She's an amazing lady. Afterwards, he and his wife jumped in one of the carriages that form the royal procession. What the fuck? That's our mate. That's our
Didn't
really...
just sit at the Queen's table, but right next to her.
And I bet you fucking
You
offered
know,
her a
and-
Pepsi Max, you know what I mean?
Oi, think about this, Tom. Think about this. So when he goes to the races, he sits next to the Queen, and when we go to the races, we sit next to him. So we're technically a seat away from the Queen. That's a fact.
That's a complete fact.
So the most important guest to the Queen is St. Peter, and the most important guest to St. Peter is us. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's actually true.
That's not even
I'm
a
not
lie.
even fucking. None of that's made up. That's extraordinary stuff.
Download
Reckon
that photo.
Next birthday party, you guys got to dress up. You never know who might be in attendance at Peter Vlandis' birthday party.
You never know.
You never
do ya?
know. That's true. We got to get back to the races over the spring.
Queenie would
carnival,
be a fan, wouldn't she?
I think so.
She'd fuck.
I'd love to give her a cuddle.
She got a bit of dribbler in
And
her.
that's not in a sexual way. Like, grandmas give the best hugs. And she's
No,
as
of
old
course
as
not in a
fuck.
sexual way. Just as a
She's a great grandma, dude.
mother of the nation.
Yeah,
type thing.
yeah. Now, listen, I don't recognize the monarchy anymore. I'm a fucking whatever it's called.
Republican.
Republican.
Are you a Republican?
Yeah. But that's not going to
Yep.
stop me from giving the Queen a big old cuddle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And calling her ma'am or mum or whatever the fuck they call her.
I wonder how it would go if they went for another referendum. What was the shakeout last time? Was it close, or did the Republicans get pumped?
I don't think it
We
was.
did have,
too
for those
close.
that are of a younger vintage, Dior Dave et al., we did go to a referendum in the late 90s, maybe?
Late
So,
90s, early 2000s. I remember that.
1999.
1999 on should we become a republic? It didn't get off the ground.
No.
It cost a lot of money to do so.
It's one of those things where it's like, what's the... and again, I don't know, but like, what's the point? Like, is there a tangible, immediate benefit?
I just see people like, I just see the politicians we've got now, no offense, and I'm just like, you can't get your shit together. So I don't know if we should be transitioning to something new because you fuckers don't know what you're doing now.
You can't do anything now. Like,
That
you
would be
guys are
my,
shit
and
now.
that might be like a really naive point of view, but that's genuinely how I feel.
Yeah, but that's kind of like if we did move to a republic, it wouldn't really change much because the only thing that would change, like our whole political system, the way we do elections wouldn't change. Really, the only thing I think that would change is that our head of state would just be like essentially what the governor general is now. Just some like ex-army dude who essentially becomes the same position as the Queen, where he does all the like formal traditional things where like you issue a writ for an election but doesn't have any like real power.
So we would
overturn
have
things.
like a president and a prime minister,
Yeah.
like Germany.
Yeah, Germany, like a lot of countries kind of have that.
Who's the president of Germany? Merkel? Or
She was
prime minister?
she was the president equivalent, and then there was a prime minister, or the other way around.
But she was the head honch.
There are two levels in Germany.
Yeah, so Merkel would have been the prime minister. So the president is this guy, Frank-Walter Steinmeier. But I think the president isn't decided by a vote. It's just kind of like appointed.
Right, so the president's not the big dick in the room.
No, not really. The president is kind of the guy who oversees it, but doesn't
Like
really
the
have
governor
much.
general sort of thing?
Like
Yeah,
a-
like the governor general. Like,
Perhaps like a fail-safe given the past.
yeah, I guess so. Like, I
Right,
mean,
like
if
a
you go back to
separate
Checks and balances
yeah,
sort
like
of
a
thing,
separate
maybe?
exit.
like
sort
Gough
of-
Whitlam
Like,
was dismissed
we don't want you to
by
just
the
do
governor
whatever you
general.
want. sort of
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah. Unless you fucking got them on side with each other, then you're in hot curry.
Look, I don't know much.
We don't know what we're talking about.
So basically, that's all that would change.
Yeah,
Is that what
'cause-
you're saying?
Yeah, and like you can kind of tell that
Right.
it's
Well,
not
that's
that
not a
much. It's not
dramatic
that much of a
change.
big deal because all
it
the
doesn't
people,
seem like it's the what's the point?
yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. What's the fucking point?
People see it as growing up, I suppose.
Yeah, but cool. Like that's a
But, like,
nice
do we-
term and a nice way to just like that sort of. It's growing up. Okay, cool. Can you explain how that makes a fucking difference? Am I grown up now? Oh, can I fucking drink at bars? You know
Look,
what I
I
mean?
would need. I wasn't alive. I wasn't old enough in '99 to be like really digging my teeth into both sides of the yarn.
No, you weren't.
But I'd be happy to fucking dip my sack back into that if like someone wanted to get another referendum going.
You'd start pushing for it.
No, I'd just be like, I'm happy to sit down and listen.
Well, of course, I'll listen. I think you should always listen.
I'll be listening. I don't like. There seems to be whispers. Are the whispers realistic? Is it going to happen in 5 years, 10 years? I think it'll happen
Peter-
eventually.
Peter
I think-
Fitzsimons
I think
gets
Labor
very
said
hard
something
for it.
like they would look at doing it next election, like because it's not that much of a big deal. It doesn't change much. So they're like, oh yeah, we'll get to it like if we get voted in
Well,
again.
it costs.
But
It's more of a money thing. I
exactly.
think.
The one thing that
You can't keep having these referendums but not getting up, and it's costing fucking. It costs like what,
heaps of money. to
80
run.
million, 100 million,
Yeah,
some shit.
because it's all the infrastructure to get things out to people. But
Not cheap.
yeah, like the people that are running the whole Republican movement, the big names in that movement are people like Peter Fitzsimons and guys like that who
Of headband fame.
exactly who aren't really like fighting for their lives or equality. It's just kind of like, oh, this would be a cool thing to happen. It's not like it's a grassroots organization who's like, this will save people's lives and help people, get out of starvation. It's more just like
So it's a hard
bored
sell.
rich people trying to
Can I
have some fun.
ask you a question? And this is going to probably shed a lot of light on my general naivete around all things political and geopolitical. You know how we backed out of that French submarine deal?
Yep.
Then
And then went nuclear.
Yeah,
nuclear
yeah.
subs that arrive in 50 years.
yeah, love it.
Love it.
Love it. Now, then Albo, as like a fucking sorry we fucked ya, went and gave him like 700 or 800 million as like compensation.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Could you just work out what the exact number is that he gave to the company to try and like smooth over the issues with France and
What
to
needs-
pay compensation?
Did it need smoothing? Or
Well,
is it
I
more
think-
like, fuck ya?
I don't know. But that's why they gave the money.
This
though.
isn't an anti-French thing. This is more like,
we do what we
did
want.
we
here.
need to?
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's a cancelled contract essentially. So you kind of do have to like reimburse them somewhat because they had started
But in
to
what
build
court
it.
is that upheld?
Well, it's
The
more
Hague?
maybe it's the Hague, Eddie. It's the Hague or the Kangaroo Court. But I think that
Probably the latter.
Yeah, I think that like it's more about it's just like from a businessy thing. Like, the countries are all just huge fucking corporations anyway, right? So it's like, oh, we
So you want to do
contractually-
business again, then we need to
Then
get,
we need you.
to get a fill.
We need our fill. But this is the question.
7 to 800 million.
But
How much was it, Dave?
yeah, so it was 835 million.
Okay, now I
but
just got to.
Instead of
so-
what was the original contract?
like
the original
90 billion?
contract was $90 billion. But
Oh,
that
so
would
it's
have
just
taken-
like a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a sorry, dude.
But what happened was in the Senate estimates like last year or whenever, where they
It's a
work
50
out
cent
how much
cone.
things are going to cost, it was estimated that it was going to be $5.5 billion all up to cancel it and to smooth it over and everything. And Albo's claiming that with the new arrangement he's got, it's only going to cost in total $3.4 billion. So he's claiming he's saved us some money by only paying $830.
Cool.
When it might
And
have
that's
been
all
more.
fine. Good on you, Albo. Fucking who, like, I'm not even, this isn't for me about, like, political, who's right and wrong or whatever in this situation. What I do want to know is if you're given 830 million as, like, a sorry, we're sorry, could you not give them 800 million instead of 830 and give every single fucking household in the country or every single person $1 million? I know that seems kind of weird, but like,
It's not the weirdest
It's
thing
not
you've
the
ever seen.
weirdest thing, right?
That's not that weird, dude. That's not that weird at all.
And just go-
because it's like, you could fucking, you're nickeling and diming at that big
at
end
that
of
big,
town,
you're
dude.
nickeling and diming. Just go, you know what? It's been fucking tough for everyone. Here's $1 million. This economy's going to start fucking flying.
I think potentially
Again,
there
I
would
don't
be,
know if that's
there would
true.
be inflationary issues. Because if everyone had fucking $1 million cash ready to go, the price of things would go through the fucking roof.
Why is that?
Because there's only a finite amount of things. Things are limited, so you can't all buy the same thing at once.
Right. I want, and again, no idea what I'm talking about.
That is like, that's my vibe.
Yeah, but if the,
You
like,
can't just flood the economy with like extra cash.
but it's not extra cash in the sense of if you're not like.
It is though.
Well, it is, but it's,
Because it's like come from.
but it's not, if it's not made up money, that's what I thought caused inflation was when you just print money. Whereas if this money already is in circulation, you're just giving it back.
They're probably printing it to give it though.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, if you're not, if it's like, oh no, this is money that from
Look,
taxes
this is really a question for our economist mates.
Yes.
Tom and I are not economists. Yeah, I almost got a band 6 in year 12 economics.
I
that was
didn't.
a long time ago.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That was a long time ago. So we're going to need some assistance. Would giving everyone $1 million have really fucking inflation connotations?
And
Yes
even
or no?
and also and with that,
Because on the surface of it, like when you first said it, I go, dude, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard. That's the smartest idea I've ever heard in my life.
yeah, dude.
But now that I think about it, now that I allow it to digest, I don't know how smart it is.
Can
like,
I-
for example, house prices would have to go up dramatically.
Yeah. Well, I
Because
think
everyone's bidding for the same thing, but cunts that have...
But it's not that much money though. That's the thing
But
where I'm
like-
thinking
but
about
like-
it. It's
but
not
if
like it's
you're-
that much
but if,
money.
But if someone next door to you has got an extra $1 million and they're poor and that person to their right is rich and they got an extra $1 million, they can go above you still. So, you know, you've got your money, so you'll fucking bid higher and higher, and then next door goes, well, I'm going to go higher than that.
But look,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Maybe it
definitely-
doesn't.
Well, it does to a degree. I am just more like it. It's not a shit, like it's a lot of money, $1 million. I get it,
Dude,
but-
$1 million
but it's not-
is a lot of fucking
No,
money to a lot of people.
No. It's a lot of money to me. But what I mean is, like, in the scheme of things, it's not even in a lot of cases the cost of a house.
Yeah, but remove yourself from the Sydney market and position yourself in everywhere else in the country. And
Sweet.
it's like,
it's a lot of money.
what $1 million gets you in Brisbane, for example, bruh, blow your cock off. Clean off.
Of course, it's a lot of money, but I'm talking about it's not like you are. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you are setting up someone for comfortable living necessarily for and their family forever. It's not like everything. It'll change people's lives, which is why I think it'd be good to do. But it would just be like, it would take so much pressure off people who are like struggling. And you know what? There'd be some dumbasses who go and fucking blow it. It's not like it's all going to go, again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I
even,
think if you've
like,
got 830 million,
Okay,
kick fucking
think
30
about
back
it
to
this
the
way.
people.
Let's think about it this way.
Kick it back.
Let's reverse engineer it. If it was of tremendous benefit, why don't they do it?
Because they're all stingy cunts.
Because
It's not their money.
they're worried about the economy and like more debt, which I don't understand the whole idea
No,
of debt.
but
'Cause
like
who's
he
the
makes
debt going
no,
to?
but like,
Why,
at-
like, you know.
But at that's mate, we owe like what's the government debt up to like $1 trillion
Yeah,
now?
something like
30
that.
million, dude, doesn't even fucking
Touch the sides.
Touch the
Well, yeah,
sides,
so-
dude. So
Are
what?
you with me, Dave? Give everyone a mil?
Yeah, no, I'm with you because that's exactly how we avoided the recession in 2008.
That was $4
So-
grand.
Yeah, I know it wasn't $1 million too much. Yeah.
Come on,
Imagine,
buddy.
well,
I thought it was like $300, but sure.
Yeah, I even thought it was like-
But no, but anyway, so
Wasn't it-
what
wasn't
happens
it
with
$4
that
grand?
and why we
Maybe it was
like
400.
avoided the recession is kind of because what you were saying, Tom, is that when you give, you know, I don't know about $1 million, that might go overseas and somewhere else, but if you give a certain amount of money to people, especially people on the lower end of the socioeconomic scale, people who will use that money to buy more food, to buy like
Jet skis.
maybe jet skis even like
Bigger TVs.
but maybe we're getting a bit off track, but like
I'm just saying, what are you spending that
essentials
on?
and things. People
Fucking Ford Raptors.
People that
Good
don't
stuff.
use
Yeah.
that money to like
New fishing boat.
invest in overseas things and don't use it for things like that, it goes back into the economy. It goes back into
Yes.
like so
That's going to
it does
stimulate
make
the
sense.
economy, bro. That's going to
Yeah.
fucking give it a little tickle in the anus.
And
The
other thing-
economy's G-spot is in its anus. And if you tickle it right,
Look, I'm again.
Stimulated.
I'm going purely a vibe here.
great idea.
Initially I loved it. I still don't hate it. I'm just worried like that there would be like horrific repercussions to this.
But no one has money now.
I could
and
be wrong.
inflation
But I could be
fucked,
wrong.
so
But
I
that's
don't
what
get
people
it.
are saying about
could be
them
wrong.
raising the minimum wage right now. Everyone's saying, well, it's going to cause massive inflation. You can't.
do you know?
like,
no, but
do
do you
that.
know what?
But what I don't
do you know what happens
understand-
when you raise
Hold
the
on, let
minimum
him
wage
finish.
legitimately? Is that it all filters through, and the person that got paid the minimum wage increase ends up paying it in other goods and services, because the cost of labour is then passed on through the product or service.
Yeah, but see, no.
So if you're for example, if you pay a carpenter more, the cost of the house is more.
I understand
The
what you
person
mean.
paying for the house pays more.
And I get that that's the thing, the way it works. But what I don't understand is that, you know, things like productivity and the cost of items, all this stuff has still been going up despite the fact that wages haven't.
Yes.
That's
So I
because of
don't-
supply chain shit, though, isn't it?
Not
But
entirely.
not just like in the last year or so, like since the 1980s and 1990s when the
Wait, isn't
union
that
movement
because of
broke down.
fucking what's
neoliberal
the word
economic
called?
policies? Reaganomics, neoliberal economic
No,
policies, anti-unions.
No.
It is the for the union
No.
movement.
Isn't that because the governments just print fucking money to pay for shit? It's like a tax. I was watching something recently.
I don't know. As if you're coming to me for that answer.
So basically, like
Isn't
the
it just
government.
greed? Is it called greed? Where it's like, oh, well, I can now just jack the price up for this thing. Look at the
We're in
fucking
the-
cost of coffees since bloody, since we finished school to now. I was paying $3.50 for a large cap.
But I don't think
now
that-
I'm paying
I don't think that's
$14.
greed. I don't think that's
But
great.
were you
I
getting
think that is
roasted
rent.
Arabica beans?
That's
Mate,
a
it's the
great
cost
point.
of the beans going up. It's the cost of the barista going up. It's the cost of rent's going up.
The cost of the barista ain't going up, I can tell you that. No one's paying a barista more money.
It would have gone up
Fuck all.
since you're at school. It's
I
gone up.
don't know whether that would, maybe a little bit.
Okay, well then rents and beans would have gone up. Fact.
Yes, right. But is that, and that's
I
probably,
don't think they're clipping more and more. I don't think that that's the case.
I wonder. I reckon they fucking are.
I think, and also with things like
don't
coffee
think
and
so.
with things
I
like
really
coffee and the
don't.
other ones.
There'll be cunts listen to this going like, I'm going to put a bullet in my head because these guys don't know what they're talking about.
But does anyone? Does anyone know
Well,
what they're
they,
talking about?
I mean, some probably more than us. Or
Yeah,
no.
but how many people really know what they're talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
Couldn't be
So
that
I've
many.
just looked into what would happen to the economy, like if you gave everyone $1 million. And so what would happen is like people would go out and buy heaps of shit, but then because everyone's going out and buying shit, the prices would rise. But then if
Am
you
I
get
the
$1 million
smartest cunt in this room?
what's the point in going to work and only making 50 grand a year per se when you've just been given $1 million? So employers have to then up wages, and then after a couple of years, everything would balance out, but the price of everything would just be super high.
Yeah.
Would be like
Coffee
Zimbabwe.
would be like $20,000.
There you go.
If like it would balance out eventually, it'd be a little bit chaotic at the start, but then eventually it'd kind of balance out. But everything's just at an enormous
Almost got a
price
band
point.
6 in economics. So like,
Yeah.
that's where that comes from.
I think that we should just.
Did you disagree with that?
No, I just think we should give it a crack. You know what I mean?
Just see what happens.
Can't
Fuck.
hurt.
Give it a crack, dude. Give it a crack. Is life going to get harder having $1 million each? No.
Yes,
No.
it would.
No, it won't.
And you know what happens if it all goes to
No
shit?
way.
If
It
it all
actually
goes to
would.
shit, you just get people like Elon Musk and Gina Reinhardt to pay it off for us. And fuck.
I mean, they're not the same people, but yeah, you could billionaires, I guess. Dave hates rich people. He
does.
We get your family; they can chip in as well, Dave.
Dave, all they need to do is start taxing wealth instead of fucking cash, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So you just push that.
I don't mind that. I'm all for that.
Because they don't, at the moment, they don't really tax
They
wealth
also
at all.
don't tax corporations.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
No, they don't.
Well, yeah.
They don't. Like realistically,
No, well, they don't because they just go, well, I didn't make that money.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you did.
but you did though, right? And also the church.
Like Google's tax bill and shit is just.
It's like it's offensive.
You just go, that's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Small businesses like Joe's fucking mowing would pay more in tax than
Gyms, but
whatever. You know what I mean?
no, I do. But
No,
I mean,
but instead of Jim, I'm talking about Joe.
even lower than Jim.
No,
yeah,
as in like just
even
Joe.
more smaller.
No, Joe.
yeah.
Joe's a one-man band
Yeah,
who
yeah.
cuts glasses on
Jim's a
fucking 5 days a
franchisee.
week. Jim's a franchise. I'm talking about Joe, who works for himself. who
Trying to get
knows-
it off the ground. He's
That's
got
right.
Jim to compete with.
He pays more tax than Google.
Yo, hey,
Tonka.
hello, mate. Tonka, relax. We're back after Tonka almost murdered a sign guy. Just getting some signage put on the front door of the studio here.
Just signing up.
Just signage shit. You know, obviously we're a proper business and that, so like you got to have signage. Hopefully it'll stop our newspapers from getting stolen, but probably not. Anyway, so what the washout of that is basically the jury's out on whether $1 million to everyone would be good. We're not sure. What if you drip fed us and go, all right, you've got $1 million each, but we're gonna fucking give you $1,000 a week.
Congratulations.
People
You
wouldn't
just
work.
invented universal basic income.
Oh God, Dave.
Like, that's welfare, bruh.
Yeah,
that
it is
is.
welfare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Except you'd only have $1 million
Mate,
worth.
if you gave enough people, like if you pay people enough money to not work, like a lot of people wouldn't.
That's a great point.
But people also would.
No, but I think a lot wouldn't.
But the people that want to work would be doing good stuff.
Dave, I'm not saying that a lot of people
I wouldn't.
would work. Like
I definitely wouldn't.
you wouldn't.
No.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
You'd rip cones and hang out with your dog's cousins and
Mate,
shit.
when COVID hit and everyone was getting the $750 a week, a lot of people didn't work.
Shitloads of people.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but like that's just what happened.
But you know who did work? Scientists who came up with the vaccine. The people that are leading our society. We don't need like the.
what's the point
we
of that
don't, We don't need
response,
dead
though?
shits like me to be working.
What's the point of that response, though? Like,
No, because
truthfully?
what I'm saying is we don't need dead shits like me to be working all the time. I'm not contributing much to society. But the people who do contribute to society will work anyway, even if they are getting paid a bit.
Don't you feel like that would build a sort of division between people if people just chilled the fuck out and other people worked their ass off so that you could chill the fuck out?
and you could live the same life.
How do you reckon that would
essentially.
go down?
Yeah.
That's pretty much
People
what's-
doing like 50-hour weeks and you're just smoking bongs all day.
That's
Do you
pretty
reckon
much
people would
what
sweat with that?
society is, except it's not me smoking the bongs. It's the CEOs and the people like, I hate to say it, Elon Musk, who are up there smoking the bongs, chilling out.
He works harder than most people on the planet.
Okay, maybe he was a bad example, but the rich motherfuckers
What
who
has
own
he-
companies.
What
who
has he
don't
done,
do
dude? Did he fucking steal your missus? Like, what the fuck?
Did he steal your fucking year 12 formal
I
date
was
or
going
something?
out with Grimes and he just
Yeah,
fucking
he's
cut my
taking
grass.
it. You're a big
Yeah.
Grimes fan.
Anyway, we're not
Grimes
getting
is my
back to
girl.
that.
No, we're not getting back to Elon.
No way.
But yeah.
Did we run out of power yesterday, Tom?
Did we as in the nation?
As in the state?
I don't know. I'm trying to work that out.
You know when pollies are on the radio in the afternoon telling you not to put your dishwasher on? You're like, what the fuck is going on, bruh?
What country am I living in? Now, I don't know, what countries do suffer rolling blackouts, but I didn't expect that. It's never been on my radar or something to be worried about. Hey, guys, like, turn off lights you're not using and fucking don't use... I'm like, huh?
Don't use your dishwasher till 8 p.m.? I was like, why?
Is that off-peak?
I don't know.
What I did ask Dave yesterday, because Dave's obviously our resident resident communist, resident fucking many things, but I thought he would be able to help us make sense of this energy crisis that we seem to be facing.
Yes. I would like that.
All right, I'm gonna try to keep this pretty non-political.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe
That was
till
the
the
point.
end.
I didn't tell him to keep it fucking, centered.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so basically,
Try and keep it centered, Dave.
yeah. No, I'm trying. I've got some notes here, and they're not political, but it's basically
Starts off, fuck
it's-
ScoMo and fuck Dutton.
Yeah, it was their fault, but I'll get to that then. Basically, it's kind of like a perfect storm of problems is how I've seen it described. So energy in general has been getting more expensive since September 2021.
Why?
Because people were coming out of COVID, more energy was being used, and because not as many energy plants were kind of on during COVID, they're getting back up to the scale. So
Getting back up to capacity.
yeah, back up to capacity. So there's rush of demand, more businesses using electricity, stuff like that. The second thing, the boycott of Russia. So Russia is the biggest supplier of gas, I think, and a very big supplier of oil. So because they're not in the game anymore, there is less oil and gas to go around. So the price has gone up.
Thanks, Putin.
And the third thing is the problems with the existing power plants we have. Many of them coal, and a lot of them aren't very efficient. They're breaking down, unreliable, either because they're old or because they've been earmarked for closure, and so they're not getting regular maintenance.
Yep.
I've read that about a third of the coal capacity was offline over the last month or something.
A third?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Of the
Over
coal.
the last month?
I think so, yeah. I can't
For all the reasons you just sort of,
in recent weeks, it says.
for the reasons you just stated, though, what? Some
Yeah,
shut
just
down,
like
some
old,
fucking
they're a bit
old.
unreliable,
Yeah,
they've been
right.
offline, stuff like that.
third is a
And
lot.
also
It is
the
a
coal
lot.
supply was affected by the flooding, it said. I don't know how that works, but wet coal probably doesn't work.
I've always said that, wet coal.
Wet coal don't burn.
Nah.
And
Hard
then,
to burn.
Hard to burn. Wet shit don't burn.
Yeah.
Did they think about just leaving a bunch of coal next to like an open fire to dry it out? You know, like you do with logs?
Yeah, I would have done. Look,
Leave a big log next to the fire, and in an hour or so, you've got a stayer on your hands.
yeah. So get the fire burning with coal.
With dry coal.
Dry coal.
And then leave the wet coal
next to it.
Yeah.
And then scoop it in when it's dry and
Yeah.
ready. Do they still scoop it
Is
in?
it like they still got the people under the Titanic just shoveling coal?
they're still shoveling it in? Is that how it's
yeah,
done?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you'd have to ask any of the dribblers who are miners, who I think
Yeah,
are quite
well,
a
that's
few,
probably
but-
why it's old and
Yeah.
inefficient, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe we need to...
Funny how the Titanic 110 years ago was using coal-powered fucking like steam engines, and now we're still using coal,
Yeah, we haven't exactly.
but on a larger scale.
Yeah, we haven't,
And there's still blokes shoveling it in,
apparently.
apparently.
Carry on.
Yep. And the last thing is basically the weather. So cold weather, Australians aren't good with cold. The house, apparently none of our houses are built for like keeping in cold,
They're not.
keeping in heat. So
A lot of
everyone's just
people-
like fucking jacking up their heating and
You hear
stuff.
people move over here from like Canada and America and shit, and they go, "This place is fucking freezing," because the houses aren't built for the cold. So you get into it like they're just cold all the time. A lot of them don't have heaters.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, our apartment is fucking cold. We have like 2 rooms where we have
You
heaters
get indoors in North America and Europe, you're good to go, you're fine. But here it's like, oh no, it's cold in here.
I mean, I would just...
Some houses are fucking.
Cold. No, dude, ours
freezing.
is cold. Cold
They're
as.
built. I think they must be built for cool. I don't
Well,
know,
for
but
the
it's still
heat.
an insulation problem, right?
I mean, but we are generally a hotter nation than a colder nation. But
But
this,
insulation still it does both.
yeah,
heats
this
and cools.
this winter's sort of snuck up on us.
Well-
even though you know it's coming, this one was like, oh, okay, it's.
But it's not
really
as cold today. I think that there was an Arctic change.
Yeah, right. We
There
had
was
an
winds.
a polar blast.
There was a polar blast. You know, you get those polar blasts, dude.
Yeah,
and
they
Tata could just
happen.
send some winds up here and fucking buries ya.
Yeah.
That's what I think we've had.
Because last night I opened the front door at about 11 p.m. to summon Louis back into the house, and I was like, "Oh, it's all right. It's not too
Night
bad."
before that, bruh,
Right, like fucking
took Tonga out for a piss and we almost froze to death.
yeah, dude. Send out a search party.
Seriously.
Eddie's frozen to a fucking.
Eddie's got frostbite. He's
Yeah.
been outside for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, I need to get to safety.
We need to take one of those beacons where you get hit it and then they send a chopper
I don't know.
into
I don't know.
Balmoral.
I don't know how we like in Bathurst. Some of those polar
Dude,
blasts in Bathurst would have.
Remember when we would
You couldn't
walk
even go
home-
outside for a dart.
But remember we'd walk home sometimes from the pub, which like it wasn't that far, but it kind of was in the sense that like it was a small town.
400 meters, far enough.
No, it was longer than that, dude. Like you think about the Kings back to our place.
Wasn't that far?
The Kings to our place was more than 400 meters comfortably. It'd be maybe like 1.2 k's, I reckon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. And I just remember we'd be walking back and it would be like like you were shivering your cock off. But you get into that house, almost toast, if our gas was on.
Well, if it wasn't.
If we'd paid our gas and electricity, which we hadn't a lot of the time.
Well, we never did. Why? Because it wasn't our style. I'm just looking up Keppel. Oh, what number were we?
150 something?
Was it 177?
77 Keppel Street.
No, it was
What is-
It was 177.
177 Keppel.
Yeah. We were called. They called us the Kings of Keppel.
12 minutes, 1K.
There you go, 1K.
There you go. Nice, dude.
Yeah. I remember walking home going like, this is the coldest.
1 kilometre. That was quite a hike.
And it was freezing, dude. Freezing. I'm getting so horny with that sign on the door. And you know when we say we're horny, we mean it. Yeah, dude. 1K. The Kings to Keppel Street.
Shout out to 177 Keppel Street, where
Yeah.
the dream began.
The dream did begin there.
That's where the dream
If
began.
you want to know where the dream began, 177 Keppel Street.
177 Keppel, punters and dribblers. Now you know. Now you know where the dream began in earnest.
Yep.
At 177 Keppel Street. That is basically Tom and I's spiritual home.
Yes.
I would buy it if I was a billionaire.
Yeah.
Just to have it.
Well, I'd turn it into a museum.
Yes.
And basically, you
And we'd find that old couch and we'd put it
put
back
it in there. We'd need to get
with the
Streety in there to
Street
restore it
Fighter
to
rooms.
its former
Yeah.
glory just by putting holes in the wall
We
everywhere.
need Street to do kickflips and
Yeah.
fucking put chairs into the roof and shit.
No, I
Would
did
you
the
put
chair.
back-
Did you do
The
that?
chair was me.
Would you put back Tom's baby cot as well? That he
Yeah,
slept
you'd
in?
have to.
Cop better go back.
better have to go in there.
It'd be as was.
Yeah.
Our little drinks thing in the corner with that fucking
Where the bong
tartan,
and the
we had the tartan cover over it.
and the fridge filled
Bong,
with
fridge.
mushy caps.
Yeah, mushy.
Packets of chicky burgers in the freezer.
Oh yeah, chicky burgers and like 12 liters of milk in the because we had a garage freezer. We never used the garage.
No, we didn't.
It was like, why would you?
And we never used that outdoor area next to the garage, except for like once when we skated around there.
As in our little outside area.
Yeah.
We did a little bit.
Not really.
It was too cold.
We were more balcony guys.
Yeah, we were balcony guys.
But we will restore it to its former glory. Punters and dribblers know that.
Can you try and find what it was worth, Dave, if they're selling it?
Yeah.
And there was 2 rooms that will be empty.
Yes.
forevermore.
No, there were 3 living rooms, 2 of which never had people in them.
Except once for Origin, which we won.
Yes, we did.
State of Origin 2000 and
And I think maybe we put a hole in a wall that night. 725 recently sold. I think we can
725.
That's a lot.
It's more than I thought.
That's more than I thought.
Is this what it looked like when
That's
you guys
real
were
estate.
That's not our place. That's the kitchen.
Well, that's it.
Oh,
That's it.
wow. So that there, you're gonna have to put.
Oh,
this in
wow,
top-
look.
Where's is that upstairs?
That's upstairs, dude.
Holy
They've jazzed that up.
shit, dude.
Holy fuck.
Respect for where they put the TV, not where we would have it.
No, it's not where we had it.
They've given it a lick of paint.
Oh, look
haven't
at
they?
downstairs. That's
What's
That's that funny
That's
room.
that. So this was the
dude.
front room, Dave.
That's where we had
That was
Origin.
where we never had anything in there. We had some weird wicker couches that basically we just took from someone to put in the room. We had Origin in there once, and I believe we definitely put a hole in a wall. We used to skateboard in that room, which was just tiles. We also got robbed. We would always leave the front door open, and someone came in and stole all of Hamish's
Came in the front door, ran
fiance's
through,
shit,
out the back door.
Carly's stuff.
Shout out to Khalili.
Keep going. All right, that was
That's Street's room.
Street's room. So Street fucked the entire carpet to that room.
He flooded
because
it.
He flooded it because he was sitting down in the shower. I'm not going to say if he was alone or not. And
It's not important whether
It's
it
not
was,
important whether he was alone or not, but he sat over the plug and didn't realize, and it flooded the bathroom, and then it came out of the bathroom and flooded the entire fucking.
His carpet was soaking wet for months.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Fucked.
Keep going.
We also he was so bad at doing
Oh,
dishes.
what the fuck?
Where's that?
That's his bathroom, dude. Have they retiled that bitch? I don't remember it being blue.
I don't remember being blue. To be honest, though, I reckon probably went in there twice.
Maybe
In mine
once.
too. It was disgusting. Like
Yeah,
a
it was-
Hamish Street bathroom is fucking disgusting. But we put all of his pots and pans that he was like cooking. He cooked pasta and he wouldn't ever clean, and we put the entirety of them in his bed, and he didn't notice. So
He had no idea.
No idea.
So he took everything from the kitchen that he'd used and put it on his bed. He had no idea. He just hopped into the sheets and went to sleep. That's a true story.
Yeah.
There's no embellishing there.
now
at
is
all.
that Jarch or your room?
That's Jarch's.
Yep. Jarch was a weird recluse then who basically didn't do anything.
He
and just
didn't know
sat in his
how to
room
have
and game.
fun.
No, he didn't.
And he gets really upset about that, but that's true.
It's just
He used to go to bed at like 9:30 p.m. I'm
Yeah.
not joking. Get up at 4, go to the gym, like work at the dog factory and shit.
yeah, we were
Hated
like
a time.
We were like, dude, we've like in
now
terms
he's
of,
like the most pro time guy.
but in terms of like wasting a roster spot on Jarch in that house, like he was a wasted roster spot.
he was. We could have called up a bit, like it has forged.
It's worked out well. Ultimately,
It's forged like a lifelong friendship.
I
which
think
is
it was
great.
that we were investing in what we saw some talent there.
He needed watering.
He needed watering. He was a plant that needed
Dude,
watering.
he was
and
a
nurturing.
seedling when we got him.
Yeah, he
dude.
was.
Look at him now. He's the real
He's
deal.
a fully
now.
actualized plant.
That's right.
At that time, did he not have a beard? So maybe he was just self-conscious
He
about
didn't have a beard.
Yeah.
Oh, he might
Yes.
have had a little one, but
No,
not
I
really.
think it was a chin. I think it was his chin.
It wasn't much.
Yeah.
He didn't have a chin, and that always held him back.
That did hold him back. All right, next room. Okay, they have retiled.
They've
it.
retiled.
Look at that. So we would sit up on that balcony there, that top balcony, and just pound cigarettes into the core of the earth, as well as goon.
Remember
and
that red
Ojo.
table we had with like the holes in
The
it?
red
You just-
table, and we just
That was fucking grotesque. That table.
that thing was disgusting. Like the things that you just look at that, dude. Many a great song was come up with.
So
on
we
that
had
balcony.
a double seated wicker couch at the end there, and
and one at the other end, both ends, I think.
nah, just that end. Was it?
No, I think we had two. We had
No,
two.
well, the other one was downstairs. So it was up that end, and then we had like two like movable single chairs, and that
Right.
would be a little foursome.
And we would sit there and we'd sing songs like that we'd make up, and then people like literally across the road in like very close earshot would pop there and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's Keppel.
That's Keppel. Oh, there's the backyard. There's the back area.
Yeah, we never used that.
We didn't really, did we?
No, we didn't.
We would skateboard from the window there, and it goes like to a back fence that would then you'd like drop out into like just a communal car park area, and that we'd literally just like ollie off like half of like a 10 centimeter drop, and we're like, yeah, we're skateboarding.
Loved it.
Loved it. Was
And you
anyone
snapped your board
Yeah, I
that
snapped my
Steph got
board
you
that
and you
Steph got
cried.
me. Alien Workshop. Had it
cried.
for fucking. I didn't cry, but it was
did cry.
upsetting. I did not cry.
You cried.
I became emotional once I had children. I wasn't a crier before.
You
then.
cried, Tom.
Steph was telling me actually that when you do have children, she was referring to men here, but like your brain gets rewired to whatever degree, like something changes. And that's why I'm so fucking emotional at everything now. Like I started crying looking at a photo of Evie the other night. Like I am Waterworks City, dude. Waterworks City. Can't help it. No, I don't care either. It's nice. But sometimes it's like, okay, Scotty, Cam, can you not get me emotional?
Yeah, The Block.
Yeah.
Season 10.
Yeah.
Episode 7.
7. Like, ad for,
Yeah.
not the actual episode. You know, like Scotty Cam woo up on the fucking emotion.
Get it together, Thomas.
Anyway,
I think what it is that, from what it seems like here, you develop more empathy once you've had a kid. So you're kind of able to, like, if you're watching something, you're putting yourself in their shoes and you're feeling more emotional.
probably
because
it,
of
dude. It's probably
Yeah.
it. Anytime there's anything, I'm just like,
And it just
anyway. I don't know if you know this, guys. I have two children.
Well, I've still got more stuff on the power thing.
Okay,
Like,
give us a bit more.
yeah,
no,
'cause
give
we
us a
kinda-
bit
we
more on
kinda
the
stopped
power.
halfway
Walk it
through.
out. We did ask him to do some work on the power. I think wouldn't be right if we just
No,
shut
it wouldn't
down.
be right.
This is probably where it gets political, though, if we're being honest.
No, well, maybe. I've only told you half the story.
Okay.
So that's what's causing the issues right now.
right.
And so obviously they're trying to do something about it. So each of the states, obviously there are regulators all over the place, state and federal. So the state regulators have an inbuilt cap on prices. Once prices get too high and stay too high for too long, there's a cap that kicks in for the wholesale prices. So this is for energy plants selling to retail outlets who then sell on to people. And so they cap the price at what energy producers can sell to the retailers at.
Makes sense.
But the problem with that is that some of the smaller energy generators, when that happens, because of the high price of coal and gas and oil and stuff, to produce that energy costs them more than they're now selling it for.
So it's not worth it.
So they just go offline.
So they go offline, yeah, which is what happens. And then, so the regulators can kind of individually call up these dudes and say, yo, you need to get back online. They have a system where they reimburse them, they pay them a flat rate, and then we'll reimburse them after. But it got to the point where it wasn't like feasible to keep doing that, to keep having these ones shut off and then calling them up and say, no, turn back on. So the Australian Energy Market Operator, AEMO, basically just said, fuck this, we're taking over the whole thing. We're now like essentially running and operating all of these small generators and all the energy producers so that we have them all online all the time. We'll pay you a flat rate now and we'll reimburse you later for up to the market price. And so that's why they've
So they've basically been like, you can't go offline anymore.
Yep. They're saying, you're not running this anymore. We're running it because we need all systems
And that is
go.
like, is that a like wartime thing, or is that like, that's what's
This
happening
is-
ongoing?
Well, this is a first. Yeah, it's never happened before in Australia.
But do you know what I mean? Is this going to be, are they going to keep doing this, or is this just for like a couple of weeks? Or
Well, I think it will be until the demand for it slips. So probably just during like the cold period. They said it could last like a couple or a few months, but I doubt it will still be in place at the end of winter because by then people won't be using as much energy and stuff.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Now, Dave, one word answer, or at least one sentence answer. Who's to blame?
Look, I don't want to say who's to blame, but you
But
can
you
look,
do, though.
But
You
can,
do wanna say.
I
You
do
do.
want to say, but I
Elon
won't. I'll
Musk.
let the punter and the dribbler work it out for themselves because
Elon.
there has been a government, a political party that has been in power for 9 years. And so when you think about the 24 different energy policies that they tried, none of them really seem to stick. And now we're in a bit of a shit show because we're at the very end of the stick and shit's getting real. So they didn't really plan for this.
Okay. So read between the lines.
Between the lines. It's potentially the fault of a billionaire with the initials EM.
But in saying that, it could also be
Who
any
runs
of the
Tesla?
Labor government's faults since 1990 for not nationalising the grid.
Can I ask you something before we go, Dave?
Yeah.
What will you do if and when Elon Musk becomes a trillionaire? How will that make you feel?
Isn't he already a trillionaire?
Nah, but he's en route.
Does that?
It makes so little difference to me. He,
Oh,
like,
right.
It
So
doesn't
it's not like a
change how
lefty
I see it.
milestone that like will
Make
No.
you hate him
Rattle you?
anymore.
It's not. I couldn't hate him anymore if I
okay.
tried.
Just wanted to clear that up.
You couldn't hate him anymore if you tried.
No, I probably could.
That's
Oh, my
that,
God.
Look, if that wasn't drenched in hyperbole, then I'm not here.
And when we talk a bit of rugby league on the podcast, we do it for our good friends. We do it thanks to our good friends at KO.
Better believe it.
Now, Thursday pod, not where we necessarily descend our nuts wholeheartedly into the world of sport, but rugby league will always have our nuts.
Rugby league will always be cupping our nuts.
Yep.
And that's just a fact. That's just the way it is.
Now, we got a big game Friday night.
A huge game. The biggest game.
Friday, June 17th, 6 p.m.
This game, Tom, is our opportunity to go, oi.
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 Who the fuck do you cowboy cunts think you are?
Can you just get the teams up, please, David? Oi. Oi. Who the fuck do you think you are? Now, can we just compare, as we do every week, our teams? Now, we've got at the fullback, we've got Ruben Garrick, Scotty Drink. Ruben obviously wins that battle, right?
Not even close.
You got Jason Saab and the Hammer.
Who's quicker?
Saab.
Bang.
Easy. Morgan Harper, Val Holmes. Now, yeah, sure. Some people are going to go, well, fucking Val Holmes plays Origin. I go, well, Morgan Harper can't. He's a Kiwi. So I think Morgan wins that.
Sure. Stubby Cooler Canacola versus
Peter Hickey.
Peter Hickey. Look, Peter Hickey used to play for the club.
And he was good then.
I've got a soft spot for Peter.
Same.
But Peter knows that he's been bested and that
Yeah.
the young Bark is here to fuck.
Oh, you mean the Tongan fullback?
Yeah,
Canacola?
The Tongan fullback. Yeah, that's right. The Tongan fullback. Quickest guy in the history of the world. Very light on the feet. Great balance. Great acceleration.
He's balance personified. Next, we got Christian Tuipulotu against Murray Tuolangi of... I'm sorry, Murray. Are you in the Tongan squad, brah? Don't think so.
Who are you, Murray?
Sorry, Murray. Don't think you're in the Tongan squad, brah.
Kieran Foran, Tom Dearden.
Yeah.
Kieran Foran will captain his nation. So
Also, he's won a grand final. Tommy Dearden has not. So then we move on.
then there's Cherry Evans, Chad Townsend. One's the captain of his state, the other isn't.
Yeah, one just loves Vinny Chase.
So that's pretty obvious, I think, to all and sundry.
Josh Aloye, Jordan McLean. How many tries you score on the weekend, Jordan?
Did you score 2?
Did you score a double on the weekend, Jordan?
Didn't think so.
No, you didn't.
Craig or Reece Robson?
Well, like Lachlan's the best hooker in the game. I don't think it's fair to compare.
Well, Cameron Smith said that his successor was Jared Croker. So
Lachlan Croker.
Lachlan Croker, rather. So, Make it that what you will.
Toa Fafoa Sipley against Ruben Cotter. Now, Ruben is usually a 13 fame, out of position. I don't think it's even really fair to compare him, right? He's not even playing in the right position.
Nah, he's not in the right position. He's not in the right position.
Uh-oh. The pounder.
The pounder.
Amole Olakawatu.
Not the quarter pounder, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Punters and dribblers. The pounder.
Hamole Olakawatu. Connolly Lemuelu. No disrespect to Connolly of that's a last name as your first name. Hamole got ya.
Well, Hamale's the best back row on the comp.
Hamole going to pound ya, and he's going to pound ya. And you know what he's going to do after that?
Pound ya.
Pound ya. Craig Davey, Jeremiah Nanai. Jeremiah just hasn't seen enough winners, and that's my concern. Sure, he's playing all right, but
Look,
you're 18.
at the end of the day, Nanai hasn't seen enough winners.
No.
And by his own admission, he'd say the same thing.
Yep.
Haven't seen enough winners.
Whereas Craig
Davey
Davey
has. Craig Davey's also got a couple of number one smash hit singles.
I'm walking away
So
from all the troubles in my life. I'm walking away, going to find a better day.
So I think that's fairly obvious.
Yep.
Jake Trebojevic.
Jake Taumalolo. How many fucking Origins has Taumalolo played? None. How many times Taumalolo played for New South Wales? Nuns. How many times has Taumalolo held the Origin shield aloft? Nuns. Taumalolo now trying to be a ball player as well. Like, hey, bruh. Jake
Stick
called.
to what you're good at, dude.
Jake called. He wants his fucking identity back as a ball playing 13.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, did you get it?
I got it, yeah.
Jake Granville, Dylan Walker, Eddie.
Dylan Walker's the best 14 in the game. And there's no hyperbole, there's no mayo on that.
No,
that's a fact.
That's a dry slice of bread, mayo free.
That's cereal without milk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Fact.
That's a dry wheat bick.
Fact.
And Jake Granville, sure, dude. Sure, you were
Josh
good.
Schuster, dude. Josh Schuster is on the bench
Yeah.
in this team lineup.
Yep.
That is so disturbingly frightening for all and sundry.
Mm-hmm.
Who's he up against? Cohen Hess? Cohen, you're over the hill. I'm sorry. No, respectfully, but you're over the hill, Cohen. You're over the hill. And you know it. I know it. We all know it. You're over the hill.
Over the hill. If there's a hill, you're over it. Whereas Josh, he's not even fucking...
Not even.
He's climbing the hill. You know what I mean? Now, Martin Tapau and Jermaine Tanoa-Brown, I think that if you look at Marty in that photo, that beard looks photoshopped, and I can only see that as a positive.
Well, it's not a negative.
No. I mean, that's like, but it's not a real beard, right? It's Photoshop. It's
It is.
After Effects.
Yeah, that's AE.
Yeah.
After Effects.
So, I mean, how do you not get horny for that? And then we've got Sean Kepi and Griffin Neem. And no disrespect to Griffin, but no one knows who you are yet. I'm sure that's, but everyone knows Sean Kepi. Sean Kepi may be the most recognisable face in rugby league.
If you were like selling rugby league trading cards, Sean Kepi's the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Easily. If you're sitting on a Sean Kepi, bruh, you're a millionaire.
Yep. And
Did you know that, Tobler? Because that's a fact. Sean Kepi trading cards worth $1 million plus.
yep. Manly also, I think, won the last 5 against Cows. So
And
looking
haven't lost at home this
Haven't lost at home
year.
this year. It's all looking very good. We are going to be at a turtleneck long lunch tomorrow, but then we will be settling in somewhere to watch the boys pound them into the earth. My tip, Eddie, would be Manly 13 plus. It'd be Hamole, it'd be Snack, and it'd be Canner.
That's my tip without the counter. $24.
Mine's like 72 because I have the overs as well. So
Thinking of KO. That game's exclusive, 6 p.m. on KO.
exclusive to KO.
Exclusive with KO, 6 p.m. Friday night, tomorrow night, or tonight if you're listening, or yesterday if you're listening on Saturday. But you get the point.
No, I get it. Yeah. Or it's already happened.
You get it. Exclusive, KO. Thank you. Love you.
No,
Now, these gorgeous blue New South Wales 13 plus jumpers that we're wearing, An Ode to the State
Yeah.
are available Sunday, 6 p.m, hellosport.shop. They are limited edition. Why are they limited edition? Because it felt right to make them limited.
Yeah. And
felt
it's,
right to
and
make
it's,
them limited.
it's 24 hours, then they're gone. So unless we decide to extend it. But we really can't because of the turnaround time. It's all been very tight and very quick, so we kind of have to keep it as a get them now.
Pop.
All right, Punish Dribbles, that's us for another week. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. Get down low and go.
Could you two just not talk anymore?